my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I am bringing you another episode of my mostly weekly series, No Makeup and Chill, the Barefaced Chronicles. Now, I say this at the beginning of every single one of these videos in this series, so it might be getting a little redundant, but I just thought it would be fun to put together a series where I just sit down and chill out with you guys, relax and chat without putting any makeup on my face and without having any makeup on my face to begin with. Because I am now 50 years old and I'm aging, of course, obviously, and my face is aging along with me, and I just really want to embrace my natural face, and I want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. I think it would be maybe a little silly if I was encouraging you guys to do that and then always having makeup on in every single video. And also, I'm lazy sometimes and I just don't want to grab and arrange all the different things that I would need to put a full face of makeup on in a video. So this just made sense to me. Let's just sit down, no makeup on, don't put any makeup on, and chat with you guys. Now, I did almost have like an existential crisis this morning trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do with myself, because I wanted to film this video. I wanted to film with the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette. I want to do a look for the Creative Art with Heart challenge using a Nomad palette. I had a video I needed to edit, and I'm like, what am I going to do? And I really didn't want to put any makeup on my face today at all, because after work today, I'm getting a massage. My husband got me a massage for my 50th birthday. And, you know, I don't want to lay my face in that pillow thing that you lay your face in when you get a massage and cover it with makeup, you know? So I just thought, I don't want to do makeup today. So I ended up editing the video that I have coming up on Saturday, and then I had enough time to sit down and film this video. Now, I'm going to credit my husband for this video idea, because last weekend I was washing my brushes, and he was just hanging out in the living room while I was in the kitchen. And he came out and he looked down at my brushes. He's like, "Do you use all of these brushes?" I'm like, yeah, because it had been a long time since I'd washed my brushes. And he's like, why? Like, why do you use so many? And why do you use, like, he picked up a brush. Why do you use this brush? Like, what for? And why do you use this brush? What do you use that for? And then we just started talking about that. And then he was asking me why I do certain things with my makeup or why I don't. And I thought, you know what? That's a great video topic. I thought, like, why do I do certain things with makeup? Or why don't I do certain things with makeup? Because I would say that quite often when creators film makeup videos, they show you how they do certain things, but they don't really say why they're doing what they're doing. So I thought that would be fun to just sit down and explain to you guys why I do certain things with makeup, or maybe why I don't do certain things with makeup, and also relating that to my channel too. So yeah, that's what I thought I would chat with you guys about. And I have a few things written down so I would not forget to cover things that I'm going to just reference here while I'm talking to you about why or why not I do or don't do certain things. So I thought I would start off with my brows, which are obviously completely bare today, and why I don't do my brows on camera. I don't think I've ever done my brows on camera before in a video. Partially because I can't talk while I do my brows. I really can't. I have to really like zip it and just like really pay attention to what I'm doing, or it gets really out of control. And also, I don't do anything really exciting. I have pretty bushy brows. I don't even know that I need to put product in my brows, honestly, but I just think it looks a little nicer sometimes. Usually I get one brow bigger than the other one or uneven. And I have done this so many times in my life, because that's just what I do, that like the muscle here has like permanently made this brow go up a little higher than this one. And, you know, I know that our faces aren't completely symmetrical from one side to the other, so who knows. I basically just use a brow pencil. Let me grab the one that I'm using right now. Where is it? Right here, I think. Yeah, I'm using this one right here right now, and this is from L'Oreal. This is the Brow Stylist Shape and Fill brow pencil, and I think it's in like medium brown or something, and it's got kind of like this triangular little brow pencil. And I basically just fill my brows in because there's some sparser areas or kind of like little patchy. I have the weirdest brows. Uh, so I just kind of fill them in, try to make them look more even. And then what I do is I take this brush from this brow product. This is the Item Makeup Brow Chow Ultra Fine Defining Do. And I use this brush right here and just kind of smooth the product through my brows so it's maybe a little bit more evenly dispersed. And then I clean up any excess. And then I use the NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel in clear just to keep my brows down because they'll start sprung. And I do pluck my brows, I trim my brows. It's just not exciting. It's really not that exciting. I've seen people do stuff with their brows and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. But mine is not amazing. So I don't know. I just have never really done my brows on camera. If you'd like to see me do my brows on camera, I can accommodate that. Just know it's going to be real boring because I don't talk. Maybe I could speed it up. I don't know. I just feel like it's a step that nobody needs to see. Now I want to talk about why I use certain eyeshadow primers and not others. So for a long time, I was using the P. Louise eyeshadow base that Steph gifted to me, and I just fell in love with it. I love it. And the reason why I loved it so much is because it's not a tacky primer. It's more like emollient. And I just felt like it really allowed me to blend my eyeshadows very well over the top of it. I also have the Queen Nubia Cosmetics eyeshadow primer, which is very similar to the P. Louise, and now I'm using the Juvia's Place Prep Prime eyeshadow primer. They're just the formula that I love because, again, it's not tacky. I don't have to set it. It just, I don't know, works really well. I used to use the NYX Proof It, and also I have the Milani eyeshadow primer, which I love. I love that. But both of those, I feel like, for me, I need to set just with a little teeny tiny little layer of translucent setting powder. And I've heard creators say how stupid it is to set your eyeshadow primer because, well, you just set it with your eyeshadows. Why would you need to put powder over the top of that? Because then you're adding another layer of shadow. And then when you apply your eyeshadows, they're not going to adhere as well because there's already powder down and your eyeshadows, I guess, are just going to fall off your lids. And that has not been my experience. And I don't take the stickum completely away with the translucent setting powder. I just put a little bit. And the reason why I do it is because if an eyeshadow base or primer is too tacky, when I go in with, you know, like a brush like this, say a fluffier brush, and I go in to go back and forth to blend my transition shade, or I don't know, even put on my like outer V shade, the brush sticks and it skips, and then it takes me forever to get it to blend and look nice. Or like, let's say I, you know, obviously put the eyeshadow on the brush and I go onto my lid, a lot of times it deposits so much pigment in one spot because it's so sticky. And then I have to spend all this time trying to get that to not look like there's this big blob of eyeshadow on my eyelids. I've never had an issue with setting it with a little bit of translucent powder or even like I don't know, like a cream colored or I don't know, eyeshadow. And then my eyeshadow's not sticking. I've never had that happen. So that has not ever been my experience. And it's just, you know, it's just easier for me to just take some of the sticky tackiness, just a little bit of it away. There's still some there though. There's still some there. I don't use concealer to prime my eyelids. I started off doing that when I first got into makeup because that's what I was commonly seeing creators doing, is using concealer, which I know there's tons of people that still use concealer to prime their eyelids before they apply eyeshadows. But I have some oiliness a little bit to my eyelids. And so it was just kind of turning my shimmers into an oil slick. So I just stopped doing that. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. It's just, for me personally, it just didn't work as well. So that's why I use the particular eye primers that I use, because it just works really well for me. And I always start off by doing my eye look first, and then I apply my base after I'm done with my eye look. And why I do that is because commonly I will get fallout on my face. That's not a big issue for me. I mean, if it makes a huge mess, then I don't love that. But because I don't have my base products on, I can just take a wipe or whatever and just clean up underneath my eyes and around here. I don't have to worry about taking my base products off to fix the fallout that's now all over right here. You know, they're pressed powders, so they are going to fall away from the brush or your eyelid a little bit as you're applying. Not always, but most often I will get a little bit of fallout down here. And it just works better for me to avoid having to clean all that up over the top of base products. I have seen people get really angry and really upset in videos when they get fallout over the top of their base products. And then it takes them forever to fix it. Sometimes, like I've seen people do it to the point where they look like they almost have like black eyes because they have, you know, darker matte shades that have fallen out underneath their eyes. And, you know, other people though, they can put eyeshadows on and they don't have any fallout. I don't know how they do that, but, you know, obviously more skilled in that arena than I am. But I do see like this almost like volatile attitude sometimes about doing your base products before or after your eye looks. And I think whatever works for you is what you should do, but it just works better for me to wait and do my base products after. That was a really foreign concept to me because I used to always do my base first and then my eye looks. And I've talked about this before, but I watched my daughter do that at our kitchen table one time. She started in with her eye look and I'm like, what are you doing? You can't do that. You got to put your face makeup on. And she's like, no, Mom, you don't. I'm going to show you. And I thought, ooh, that's great because she could clean everything up before she put her base on and then, you know, didn't have to futz around with it. So that's just what I prefer to do. I think that makes the most sense. I can go ham with my eye look if I want to because I can just clean up the fallout. So I don't think it needs to be this like debate or argument that I hear sometimes with people. It's like, just do what works for you, right? That's it. I also sometimes, when I'm applying eyeshadows, quite often, especially my shimmer shades across my mobile lid, I will pull my skin this way a little bit. When I used to put eyeliner in my lower waterlines, I'd pull my eyelid down just a little bit because it just made it easier for me to access that area. And the reason why I do that, I kind of just answered that, is because it was easier for me to just pull my skin down a little bit. And also when I pull my eyelid this way when I'm applying my shimmers, it's because I'm older and my eyelid skin is a little looser, a little wrinkly. It's not quite as smooth and as taut as it used to be. So it's just helpful if I just kind of pull this a little bit. Also, when I put my liquid liner on, like when I'm doing this part of the eyelid, I will take my, you know, this finger and kind of pull. And so it's just a smoother surface. And I've heard people say that they don't do that because they don't want to add to the wrinkles around their eyes. And if this is going to give me wrinkles, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sitting here all day with my hand like this, pulling my eyelid down. It's like for maybe, I don't know, 5 seconds max. I think that's strange. I don't know. I mean, whatever works for people, but I don't care about that. Like, I want my makeup to apply easily and have it look nice. And, you know, I do have some like kind of wrinkly stuff going on my eyelids now. And so pulling it just takes that away. It just helps me apply the shadow, the shimmer more evenly across my lid. And that's why I do that. If it's giving me wrinkles, oh, I mean, I don't know, whatever. I also stopped putting the eyeliner in my lower water lines. The reason why I stopped doing that is because my eyes were watering so much. And also by the end of the day, my eyes looked like I had been staring into a furnace all day long. They were just red and irritated and itchy. And my husband actually said, what is that stuff like right by your eye on your lower lid? And I said, well, it's eyeliner. He goes, why don't you stop? Just try, stop using that there and see if maybe that makes a difference. And it's made a huge difference. I very rarely get watery eyes now. And at the end of my day, my eyes don't feel like hell had a dance in them, you know? So that was a really great tip that he gave me, is to stop putting eyeliner in my lower waterlines. And it probably, I know there's tons of people that can do that. It doesn't affect them at all. But for me, it was really affecting me. And I don't know, you obviously can do whatever you want. But I would say that if you're struggling with really watery eyes, or your eyes feel like hammered dog poo at the end of your day, maybe try not putting eyeliner in your lower waterlines. That may not be your issue, but I'm so glad I stopped doing that. It sucks because I really love how that looks. I love it. But I so enjoy not having super watery, teary eyes and also having my eyes feel great at the end of my day now. I apply foundation with a sponge. I don't use a brush. And the reason why I use a sponge is because it's just easier for me to do it that way. I have tried using a brush before, and I don't know, I would end up having to go over it with the sponge anyway to take the streaky stuff away. And it could just be that, like, I don't have the best brush in my collection for applying foundation with it. But sponges just work really well for me. And I do put the foundation on the back of my hand when I apply my foundation. And why I do that is just because it's just easy. I don't really have any, well, I could probably figure something out. I don't feel like I have anything to put the foundation on and then pick it up and put it on my skin. And I've heard people say that that's wasting product, you know, and it really isn't. I take the excess with and wipe it off with my sponge and apply it to my face. And for me, that's just the method of choice for myself. And, you know, if I'm wasting product, I'm the one that's going to have to pay for that, right? So I don't know. I do, though, want to try using a brush again because I think it looks gorgeous. Like, I've seen people just slap their foundation on with a brush, just lickety split, and it looks amazing. So I might try it again. I have some other brushes now, so we'll see. I have stopped putting concealer underneath my eyes because I felt like with the added fine lines and wrinkles under my eyes, it just looked gross and really cakey and ugh. And I've been using a lot more like lighter coverage foundation products. Like I use this, the BB cream, or I think I put it in the drawer. Hold on, I'll grab it. My drawer's right here. Or I use the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. This is super light coverage, but it just, you know, kind of evens my skin tone out. And I don't know. I was really noticing that the concealer was getting real subtly in my fine lines and wrinkles. And I just thought, I don't like that. So I thought, we'll stop doing it. So I did. And I'm really happy that I stopped doing it. I sometimes will put a little bit of concealer like down the bridge of my nose just to kind of brighten it up, or like on my chin or my upper lip. But really, I haven't done that much lately. Really haven't. And it's nice. I do have some concealers here that might go to waste. I might see if my daughter will take those because we're pretty close skin tone wise. I don't think that it's wrong to use concealer. I used it for years under my eyes, but now I'm just at a point where it just doesn't work very well for me anymore. So I stopped doing that. Why I use certain brushes for certain things is kind of a mystery even to me. It just depends on what I'm going for and what I think will work for, I don't know, a particular eyeshadow application process. I don't really get into whether a brush is a shader brush or a blender brush or a packer brush or whatever. I don't really care about that. I just look at the configuration of the brush. If I want something more fluffy, if I want something more compact, you know, I use like the flat brushes always usually to put my shimmers on, but sometimes I use them, they're a little bit fluffier. I don't know. I don't really, there's no real rhyme or reason. It's just what I think will work the best based on experience that I've had. And I also will say that I've learned as time's gone on, I believe that smaller brushes are better in some cases, not every case, but I do really enjoy using smaller brushes now. I used to use like really big, super fluffy brushes for my eye looks. And, you know, I still do use the fluffier brushes, yes. But I gravitate more towards, I would say, smaller brushes. I just feel like it's better for me and it's easier to apply the shadows with smaller brushes. But I don't know. I've never really done like a brush collection type video because I don't know. I think you should use whatever brushes you want. I think that's a very personal decision. And I don't know. I mean, if you guys want to see my brush collection, I can show it to you, but I don't really spend a lot of time focusing on the brushes that I'm using because I just think there's so many different brushes out on the market that who cares? Like, use whatever you want. I mean, I do like to watch people's brush collection videos for sure. I just have never done it because I'm not an expert on brushes. I have tons of different sets and stuff, and I don't know. I just kind of use whatever I feel is best in that moment. That probably doesn't make any sense, but yeah, I don't really have like a set of brushes I use for every look, or a set brush I use every time I put my transition shade down, or my outer V shade, or my shimmer. You know, I just use whatever in that moment I think is going to work really well. So I don't often swatch shades on my channel either. And the reason why I don't often swatch shades is because I'm a horrible swatcher. I also think it can be a waste of product. I don't know. I don't think swatches are necessarily representative of how the shadow is going to perform. Sometimes I will make a mess because I forget I've swatched stuff and I end up with it everywhere. Jan's husband is really watching out for me about that. I did a swatch video and he's like, "You're going to have that everywhere." I'm like, "Mike, you're right. I am going to have it everywhere." So funny. You know, I see people swatching on their face versus their arm, and I don't get that. I don't get the face swatching. I think that is very bizarre. Because, I mean, yeah, I guess my arm and my face aren't the same shade, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, in some cases, you want to see what the swatch looks like over varying skin tones, sure. But a lot of times, I think people are just wanting to see how the shade swatches in general. I have seen people on this platform, though, that are absolutely magnificent swatchers. Shawnee, incredible. Jan, incredible. Steph, gosh, I mean, so many people can swatch like total badasses. I'm not very good at it. So I don't really swatch often. I just, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I don't care about the swatch because, like I said, it's not always representative of how the shadow is going to perform. I just want to get in and put my eyeshadows on, you know? And just kind of leave it pristine until I'm ready to do that. Another thing that I don't often do at the end of my videos is go through every single product that I used on my face. And if you guys would be interested in me doing that, I can definitely do that. I just feel like my biggest thing about makeup is eyeshadows. And just kind of like the, not extras, but like my lipstick or my eyeliner and mascara. I don't know. If you guys would like for me to show you like my foundation and powder and blush, and sometimes I do the blush and highlighter, I'm happy to do that. I don't really know why I don't do it. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. Maybe because I feel like the video's already long enough, and I don't know. I don't know. But if you guys want to see me do it, I'd be happy to do that. I've also seen kind of a debate about referring to your eyes as hooded eyelids or hooded eyes. I think sometimes maybe people get confused by that. And I have mentioned several times that I have hooded eyes. And of course, I'm referring to my eyelids. Like, I feel like that's obvious. Maybe not. But yeah, I mean, when I say I have hooded eyes, I'm referring to my eyelids. I feel like adding the lids part is not necessarily necessary. What do you guys think about that? Like, if someone says hooded eyes, do you think, oh, what, their eyes aren't hooded, it's their lids that are hooded? Like, let me know what you think about that. We can talk about that in the comment section. So this is editing Erica. There was something that I forgot to mention, and I thought about it, of course, as I was editing. And I want to talk about real quickly why I will commonly use a lighter eyeshadow shade to blend out a darker eyeshadow shade. Because I've heard people say like, well, I don't need to do that. I don't have to do that. I'm more talented than that. I don't have to do that. And I can blend darker shades out alone, but what I'm usually going for is the gradient. And I want the shades to look very well blended. And to me, I think it just looks, just in my opinion, for my own looks, not necessarily other people's looks, but for mine, I just love how it looks when I take a lighter shade and blend out the darker shade, because then you have the dark to lighter gradient on the lid. That's what I'm wanting. And I saw other folks do that. Like when I first got into makeup, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos of various creators. And that was something that I just saw people doing, and it looked so good. And I thought, that's what I want to do when I finally brave into the world of applying eyeshadows. So that's That's the main reason why I do it that way. It's not that I can't. I mean, maybe actually there are times when I can't. And I think it's just the way I hold the brush and the way I blend. Yeah. So, okay. But I just think it looks really nice to take the lighter shade and blend out the darker shade. You know, like I like to go real dark and then kind of medium dark and then light, you know, or real dark, medium, and then light. That's my favorite type of eye look to put together in terms of like blending. Yeah. So that's just why I do it. Okay, back to the video. The last thing I want to cover is just a couple things that I do or maybe don't do on my channel, like channel related. And I edit my videos. And why I edit my videos is because I don't want to keep you for too long, although a lot of my videos are pretty long. I also sometimes will have like a coughing fit, or I'll sneeze and blow snot everywhere. That hasn't happened often, but it has, or spit or whatever it is. Or, you know, sometimes I am a little gassy, like I have like hiccupy, burpy kind of stuff. And I just don't want to keep that kind of stuff in my video. I think that's gross. I was not allowed to do that growing up. Like I couldn't sit at the table or around anybody and like burp. I'd get in trouble. So I have this kind of like, I mean, of course I do burp sometimes. Of course I do. It's just like, this is going to be gross, but it's like, would somebody fart in a video? Like, no. So to me, it's just, it's all the same. And I do want to keep it professional, I guess. You know, there's just certain things I don't think you guys need to see. Not that I'm trying to hide stuff from you. That's not my goal, but I don't know. There's just certain things that I don't think should be left in a video, period. I just don't. It's my personal opinion. And then there's times when like it might take me a little bit of time to continue to blend an eyeshadow and I don't talk. I just kind of sit and really focus on what I'm doing, and I will edit that part out because I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's the gist of the look that most people are wanting to get. And also, you might apply your eyeshadows completely differently than I do, and it's lost on you to sit there and watch me continue to blend when you're like, well, I wouldn't do it that way, you know? Yeah, that's just why I edit. I don't think, I'm trying to keep it within a reasonable time frame. And I also just think there's just certain things I don't want to keep in my videos. I'm really not editing because I'm trying to alter how I appear to you, or I'm trying to hide stuff, or like, I know I just kind of said that, but no, it's can be kind of a pain in the butt to edit. Just depends on, you know, how long my video is and how many times I flubbed up. And I keep a lot of my flubs in my videos too. And I don't think you have to be, you know, perfect and automaton in your videos. No, I don't. I make mistakes and, you know, get tongue-tied and stuff. I leave a lot of that stuff in my videos. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's okay to edit your videos. It's also okay to not edit your videos too. I know tons of people on this platform that never edit, and that's fine too. It's just my personal preference is to edit some things out of my videos. That's it. Another thing I wanted to touch on briefly about my channel is why I upload my videos at certain times and not at other times. And there really is no rhyme or reason to that. It just kind of depends on my mood in the moment. I don't know. Sometimes I put them up early in the morning. Sometimes I put them up at my lunch hour. Sometimes I put them up in the evening. I do try to put my videos up in a time where I have some free time and can respond to comments right away. But lately, I haven't been getting to comments until like the end of my day, sometimes even the next day. And I hate that because I really do want to engage with you guys as quickly as I possibly can, because I think that comes off as rude when people don't like comment quickly. But life just takes over and I'm really busy with my job and just stuff, life. And so I can't always do that right away. But I used to look at, like, I'd go into my YouTube studio and look at my statistical type information, and it shows you every day of the week when you're getting the most traffic to your channel. And I would like kind of study that and pop my videos up when YouTube was telling me that the most people were watching. And I would do that, and then hardly anybody would watch the video. I'm like, what? And then I'd do it the next day at a completely different time than what YouTube was telling me was best. And tons of people would watch the video. I don't know. It's a weird system. I don't understand it. But yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I could say why I do or don't do? I don't think so. I think that's it. But if you guys have any questions that you're like curious about why, you guys might not give two hoots about why or why not I don't do or do certain things. I don't know. But if you have any questions, ask me, because I'm happy to answer it. Absolutely. And I can even do a part 2 of this if you want more information. I don't know. You guys are like, nope, this is good. We're good. So I'm hoping to get another episode of No Makeup and Chill, the Barefaced Chronicles up next week. We shall see. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.